kiss. Keep it simple, stupid.
I promise you, this is not a political podcast.
Jump from the deep end of the pool, set up the mood. Paranoid radio, set up the mood. Paranoid radio, set up the mood. Paranoid radio, set up the mood. 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 So what were you saying? Avocados mean in Aztec?
Balls. It's balls.
You want to start off the show? There she is.
Yes, testicles. 1, 2. Testicles. 1, 2.
That is right. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I am Trebles Garcia, and I am the host of this amazing adventure. I want to thank the Lord for allowing me to be here today, and I want to thank every single one of you for allowing me to enter your space. Check it out. I have an amazing episode lined up for you guys. I always say every episode is freaking amazing.
That's right.
God has blessed me. I'm happier than ever. I'm healthy. I'm gaining weight, which is not good, but it's also good because I'm thinking straight. I'm focused. Not just going to start working it out. I want you guys to go, please check us out at paranoidradio.com, paranoidradio.com. Cuff of a t-shirt. I know, guys, I got to change the t-shirts. The same ones from like last month, last season. I just don't have the time of every day to go on and actually change. And I know I got the emails. You guys want the Patreon. Nobody's paid for the Patreon because there's no content. I know. I have to put content in there. I just bought a new laptop. It's coming on the 1st of August. Hold up, ladies and gentlemen. All right? It's coming. And I'm dropping all of the episodes from 200 all the way to now. So you have about 120 episodes of video content you're going to be able to see and all that good stuff. Do not forget to drop a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It allows other people to enjoy the show as much as I enjoy making it. I have an amazing special guest here today. Allow us to jump in from the deep end of the pool and set the mood. That is right. Janet from the Deplorable Nation is back with another amazing episode where she's going to be able to dismantle all the fuckery around the fucking world. Thank you so much for being here, Janet. How are you? I fucking love you, dude.
I am fabulous. Thanks for having me back again. I rode the short bus here just for you today.
Oh, damn. Really? Good stuff. I'm excited. Thank you for that. Tell me about your show, Janet. How are you doing? What's the episode with mental health awareness? Not today, Satan. That was amazing. I had fun. Your show. You pulled out all my inner stuff, my private life, and so everybody, if you guys want to listen to not only her amazing content, if you want to listen to the interview she had, where she featured me on her show, and we went in for an hour, and when she dug deep like a therapist. I don't know how the fuck she did it, but she opened me up like a flower and smelled all the beautiful smells. She pulled it all out of me, and she told me basically what I needed to fix in my life and stuff. It was a very therapeutic episode, guys. Make sure you check her out. The Deplorable Nation. It's out now on Rumble, and we're waiting for the audio to drop, right, Janet?
That is. They can see the video version on Rumble right now, but they have to wait patiently for a little while for the video version or the audio version. Yeah. Exciting.
Are you losing weight? What you do to your hair? New glasses?
I am because of the carnivore diet. Yeah. So that is working splendidly with very little effort. Yes. New glasses, but I change them every once in a while because, I buy the cheap readers. I don't like to do prescription glasses because they never get them right and they're too expensive. So there
you'll be surprised. So when I'm at work, I work in front of a computer most of the day, and I'm like this. When customers telling me like what they need, I'm like,
you can't
like
see.
I have to like look into one eye and then like squint to the right so I could see this way. So I see with my peripheral only through one eye. It's fucking crazy. But yeah,
that is why I wear reading glasses. I don't wear them all the time. I just wear them when I'm working on the computer or if I'm, deep in the throes of reading something important.
You look great. Thank you for being here today. Let them know, for the people that are just tuning into the show, where can people find you, Janet?
If you have not found me yet, shame on you. You should be following me already. Deplorable Janet, for Deplorable Nation podcast, every podcast platform or on Rumble, or if you so choose and you want to get a hold of me on Instagram, it is Deplorable Janet, or on Twitter at No Janet, KNOW.
Janet, what's next for your show? I want to give you the opportunity while I look through my notes and find out what we're talking about today. Go ahead and tell them what's new for your show. What other stuff you got on your show? I need people to know that the Deplorable Nation podcast is a huge episode. It's a huge show with long episodes, not like hours, 30, 40 minutes. You have hour and 20, hour minute long episodes with great guests. Tell them more about the show.
So, Deplorable Nation does a lot of self-help therapy type stuff, exposing the medical system, trauma, PTSD, depression, sobriety, all kinds of things of that nature. I stay away from politics. I don't do that anymore. I used to. But I don't do that anymore. But it's more of a spiritual and like health awakening type situation now, which
I love
is
it.
right up my alley.
I see that we have a hefty episode
Yes.
to drop today.
Yes.
And it's gonna hit home again. Immune.
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
Autoimmune stuff, but this episode, people can go back and listen to the Vax 1 and 2 episodes that we did. They can listen to cholesterol, diabetes, mast cell activation,
Crohn's disease.
because all of those things, yes, Crohn's disease too, all of those things tie together in the autoimmune realm. And so things I'm going to say today, people have already heard us talk about on other episodes. So it's all in a little box with a bow on it.
This is huge.
Yes.
Because first of all, Janet, I don't have you for another agenda. I don't have you for another topic, which is freaking scary. What am I going to do without you? That's the first question. I'm emotionally, I am codependent to your existence now. I need you on the show. like if I ever stopped doing drugs, was because I thought you were in my life, Janet. All right, Janet, let's give him a fucking banger while you're here. All right, here we fucking go. Janet, start it off. What's going on with our immune system?
So autoimmune is a funny little kind of character because they don't know what causes it, right? The normal cop-out excuse is they think it's genetics, right? Everything's genetic, like we talked about on the diabetes episode. Well, it must be genetic. Cholesterol episode must be genetic. Everything must be genetic when they have no idea. But they do have an idea, and they're snowing people. Autoimmune disorders are very hard to diagnose because the symptoms of autoimmune vary vastly. There are anywhere from 80 to 120 autoimmune diseases that have been named so far. So the symptoms are very widespread across the gamut, and they can't tell you exactly what it is. But here's some goodies for you, right? We're going to start off with the fact that there are several things that cause autoimmune disorders that people do not talk about. And these are important. And some of these you're going to hear, like I said, from previous episodes. So, mast cell activation syndrome is part of this. Insulin resistance, vaccinations, stress, vitamin D deficiency, pathogens, obesity, gut-brain biome dysfunction, which we
Mm,
talked about before, and the
mhm,
genetics for me is highly questionable because there are so many other things to consider. Now, one of the things I mentioned was vitamin D deficiency. Vitamin D is one of the most important things you can do for not just autoimmune, but also for allergies. Hence the
mhm,
person that commented on your video the other day and I answered
mhm.
them.
Uh-huh.
Um, Vitamin D comes from the sun, but we have active and inactive vitamin D that's in our body. When we take vitamin D, and whether it's through supplementation or sunlight, gets processed by the liver first,
Uh-huh.
changed into a specific form of vitamin D, and then it goes to the kidneys and the adrenal glands
Mhm,
and some other places where it gets changed again into another form that makes it active. So vitamin D actually controls your entire immune system. If you are deficient in vitamin D, you don't get out in the sun. Most people don't. They stay indoors and fiddle, fart around on their phone or whatever. Don't get
mhm.
sunlight. Don't take supplementation. And so it shuts off the ability for your immune system to control itself when it's deficient. And so it's kind of like um, the drama cells start taking over, right? Because they get overactive, they get very dramatic, and they start wreaking all kinds of havoc on your body. There's five of them, five different things in your immune system that cause the perfect storm, and they all work on different parts of the body. Um, One of the most important one, it scientifically, it doesn't matter about this other than it's called NFKB, and it acts on stress. Reacts to stress stimuli, free radicals, which come from the environment, foods, toxins, things like that, heavy metals, UV light. So people that use tanning beds all the time or have black lights that they use all the time. And here's the important one: oxidized LDL. So we talked about that on the cholesterol show. Your liver has the beta cells on it that let the cholesterol molecules in to be broken down into smaller units. When they can't get in and they can't break down, that's when it oxidizes. And so that will make your LDL skyrocket and go crazy, which of course causes, clotting and all kinds of things. Um, and
Janet, are
so,
you still receiving me while on your end?
yeah, can you hear me?
I got a nasty static on my end. It's bug. I'm so sorry. It just went.
It's okay. It's not a problem.
I've been having issues with this laptop, which is why I'm buying a new one. But it's coming
Right,
on the 1st of August because it's been giving me issues ever since I started connecting things to it. It's an old
right.
machine. Okay, sorry to interrupt. I'm gonna make sure that gets edited out.
That's all right. So the other ones are not really important except for COX-2. Now, I'm sure people that were up in the know on the COVID stuff know
Yeah.
that COX-2 cells are in your body. So we normally have COX-1 cells almost everywhere in our body, in our
Uh
gut,
huh.
in our intestines, in our kidneys.
Uh huh.
Um, that gets converted to a COX-2 again through oxidative stress. So the not breaking down of cholesterol, not being able to break down free radicals, things like that. Cholesterol and sugar, which cause inflammation that goes to the joints. That's what a COX-2 thing will
Yeah.
do when it gets activated in this little system.
Uh huh.
So with a lack of vitamin D is also necessary for your body to be able to produce sex hormones.
Ah.
Um, so think of it this way. The brain is the fattiest organ in the body. And like we said before on the cholesterol episode, cholesterol is necessary for the body to function. It has lots of different jobs. And one of the main things that it does is it allows vitamin D to help get minerals into your bones. It's also vitamin D is a protectant for your brain. And so cholesterol helps that to protect your brain from confusion, neurological damage, all of those kind of things. So one of the things that they'll tell you, if they go to try to diagnose this, which diagnosing, like I said, is very difficult because the symptoms are so vast and they mask and mimic other things.
Yeah.
We should not be treating or suppressing symptoms. Your symptoms are the key to what you actually need as far as treatment wise. The first thing a normal doctor is going to tell you is that you need to take large doses of steroids, which we talked about steroids before. They damage your liver, amongst other things. The second thing they're going to tell you is that you need an immunomodulator. An immunomodulator changes your immune system under the guise of helping it work better. That's not the case because you're taking in something that is synthetic and telling your body or tricking your body into thinking that it's part of your natural immune system. And then your body doesn't produce like the lymphocytes, the T cells, the B cells, all of the things that are necessary for immunity. So those are the two things the doctors are immediately going to do. But I'm going to tell you what you should be doing.
Okay. Pause. Give me a quick pause here.
Yes.
Catch your breath. I got a quick testimony. We had, I think I've shared this with you before. I might have. We had the issue where COVID hit in 2020. And father-in-law, grandfather-in-law got sick. Wife got sick. My oldest and myself got sick. And we got sick December 2019. Trip out on this. They told us stay at home. You know, we didn't know it was freaking COVID at this point. We knew we were sick, but I was like, I'm talking about the worst flame. Now I had asthma when I was 12 years old, until I was 12 years old. Then I guess my lungs matured to a point where I didn't need an inhaler anymore. I didn't need albuterol anymore. I was doing well. So I was able to breathe. I was able to exercise and everything. However, once COVID hit, I'm talking about 2019, bro. I was 29 years old. I hadn't felt that pressure in my lungs since I had asthma. And it was a lot of mucus infection, obviously, right? I couldn't walk 2-3 steps without
wheezing.
Like pretty bad. So you know how we cured it? I would chew on garlic, take off my shirt, plant my feet, bare feet on the ground, and let the sunlight hit me in the back for at least 30 minutes at 9 in the morning, at 10 in the morning, when it's barely coming out, when there was no clouds. And I would let it hit my back very powerfully. And I would sit there with my oldest daughter, and she would have her, you know, her shirt picked up the most she could, my wife too. And we're just like sitting there in the sun and just talking. And we felt energized throughout the entire day. Like I was able to play PS5 and talk to people on the phone, and then nothing happened while I was at home because the sunlight would power my body. This 100%. Is not exaggerating. It was like a fucking battery, bro. So everything you're saying really does make sense. I attest. Is that a word? I contest. No, I attest what you're saying.
You
I
attest to it. It's your testimony.
Yes, there we go. That's the stuff. Sorry, I have a thick accent here. All right, so you're right. Now, tell us, what should we be doing instead of suppressing our symptoms? What should we do? Yeah.
So the very first thing and the most important thing, and like I said, this is not just for autoimmune people. This is for people that have allergies, asthma, stuff like that, you should be taking vitamin D if you're not going to get out in the sun every single day or as much as you can. You should be taking vitamin D supplementation. However, here's the kicker. Recommended daily doses is 600 IU a day. People who have autoimmune should be taking at least 10,000 to 20,000 or more a day compared to 600. Now, I will
What?
tell you, you can get like an overdose or overabundance of vitamin D in your system. So you may have to play with your dosage a little bit. If you get a lot of vitamin D in your system and you don't do anything to counteract that, vitamin D can actually cause your calcium to float around in your bloodstream instead of being in your bones where it's supposed to
Okay.
be.
Okay.
So, vitamin D, like I said, anywhere from 10 to 20,000 units or more a day, depending on your severity of your symptoms. K2, because K2 will prevent you from having that extra boost of calcium in your system. And
Uh-huh.
with that, what you want to do for every 10,000 units of vitamin D, you're going to take 100 micrograms of K2. So it's going to be 10,000 to 1. So if you're taking 20,000 of vitamin D, you're going to take 200 micrograms of K2.
Vitamin D as in pill form.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Because like I said, it's necessary for your immune system. It is what makes your immune system function, and it has
Mhm.
multiple different um capacities that it works in.
Mhm.
So I'll tell you about that in a minute. So another thing that patients with autoimmune want to do is take omega-3 fatty acids.
Yeah.
But on the opposite side of that, uh, you cannot take omega-3s and have them work without cutting out omega-6s. And what that is any corn oil, soy products, or any seed oils. So cut that out, like vegetable oil, canola oil, all of that stuff. Stop using those, cut those out. Either cook with butter or cook with like beef tallow, lard,
No more extra,
something like that.
extra, extra virgin olive oil, 40-year
Right.
old
No,
extra virgin olive. Okay,
cut
none of that
that
shit.
cut that stuff out completely.
Mm.
And then periods of fasting also help too. So you literally only need to do three things:
Mhm.
omega-3s, vitamin D, and K2.
Omega 3s, guys, make sure you write this down. Stop. If you're driving, stop. Don't crash. Stop the car. Pull out your pen or your smart pen or whatever the fuck you use to fucking write nowadays. And she said omega 3s, olive oil. No, wait. Omega 3s,
K2
K2,
and vitamin D.
and vitamin D.
Yep.
All
Now,
right.
here's the beautiful thing about vitamin D and why
Ah.
vitamin D is so important for our immune system function.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Um, it is a natural immunomodulator, which I talked about a second ago. It actually works naturally because we produce vitamin D. We have active and inactive vitamin D in our body. We're getting it through the sunlight. We're taking it in supplementation or foods or whatever. So it's naturally in our body. So it replaces that prescription immunomodulator that they want you to take.
Ha.
Has
I
those
hear.
properties on its own.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It also mimics the action of steroids, which steroids again are something that they want to medically prescribe you.
Hmm.
Um, it has the same action as cortisol that you release from your adrenal glands.
Uh-huh.
So it's a naturally occurring thing. It has the same properties. It's also anti-inflammatory in the sense that it will turn off those 5 things that I mentioned in, when your immune system overacts and causes like the perfect storm,
Yeah.
vitamin D actually turns those off. So it takes all the inflammation back out of the body that these other substances are causing. And you have vitamin D receptors in almost every cell in your body because vitamin D works all through your body. Also, very important for your gut brain biome to function properly. Vitamin D is necessary for that because it is what keeps your bacteria and your parasites and your fungus and all of that that's in your gut biome. It keeps those in check and in balance. So when you have a vitamin D deficiency, these bacterias are what runs loose in your body. That is actually what is causing all of the widespread symptoms. It is not this disease. It's actually an overgrowth of bacteria from a vitamin D deficiency.
I have to ask you this question. Now, you have taught us in the past 10 episodes you've donated to Paranoid Radio Podcast. You have taught us how to hack our body back.
Yep.
How to take control of our health without the need of much doctor help or professional help. I mean, you're still a professional, but I'm saying, like, from a doctor that's going to shoot us with shit, right? With a cocktail of bullshit. This is why I've always said, everything that you eat, everything that you consume, eventually they make you, this is conspiracy theory talking here, right? My conspiracy side of my right side of the brain talking here. They already hacked you. The reason you behave in a different manner, the reason you do low frequency activities, and I'm not saying just doing drugs here, it's because you have been consuming this low frequency food, low frequency drinks, low frequency vibrations, activity, music, everything.
100%.
So everything, it's a cohesive of all this negative shit that make you die faster while you're working to make them live longer with your money, with your effort and your time.
That's why holistic medicine is the proper approach, because it encompasses all of that: spiritual health, physical health, diet, literally everything.
Yeah,
because
it makes it one again.
Right. The next thing I'm going to tell you is going to blow people's minds.
Oh, okay, fuck so
you know what we were talking about? The brain is the fattiest organ in your body. Cholesterol is necessary to protect it and also to allow the vitamin D to strengthen your bones with the minerals and all of that stuff and prevent you from getting dementia and the cuckoos.
Schizophrenia and getting paranoid radio. Schizophrenia.
So vitamin D deficiency comes from cholesterol levels being too low. So get this. 35 years ago, I'm going to say, the normal cholesterol levels were 300 to 350.
Okay.
They found that the higher the cholesterol level, the less there was no incidence of Alzheimer's or dementia or anything like that in patients that had high levels of cholesterol. So over the years, they have lowered the numbers and lowered the numbers and lowered the numbers. And now they want everybody to be under 190, but your target is 150. So when your cholesterol level is that low, like I said before, cholesterol has many purposes in the body, including the regulation of vitamin D, including neuroprotectant for your central nervous system, all of that stuff. It protects you from heavy metals and, all kinds of things of that nature. And so the lower it is, the sicker you're going to get because the cholesterol is not allowed to do its job in the body, which means that vitamin D can't do its job in the body either. And when your cholesterol, when in those episodes we talked about how the liver is the most important in cholesterol function instead of the pancreas,
Yeah.
right? For blood sugar and cholesterol.
Word.
And so your liver, like I said, when you take in vitamin D, your liver is the first thing that changes that into an active form that your body can use. So if your cholesterol level is too low or your liver is not functioning, your sugar level is not working properly because of your liver, then the vitamin D isn't going to be able to shut off your immune system. That's why people have frequent allergy attacks. That's why they have the mast cell activation. They get hives for no reason. They get, rashes for no reason. They get fatigue all the time, confusion, brain fog, all of that stuff. It's because your cholesterol levels are too low and your body is not being able to use and process vitamin D. How about them apples? And like I said, you're going to love this too. So with this is for you specifically, right?
Yeah.
So patients with lupus, 9 out of 10 adults that are diagnosed with lupus are females. One of the key things that I mentioned earlier that causes, quote, autoimmune stuff to happen and causes your immune system to go crazy is birth control. Birth control, vaccinations, literally all of that stuff, fertility drugs, anything that they give you for like polycystic ovaries, female, stuff like that. It is always
Go for it.
related to female reproductive health, and that is why women are 9 out of 10 of the patients that are diagnosed with lupus.
Okay. I'm going to tell you why this is
just hit home.
It hit home the hardest. Let me take off my watch. Okay. My toddler's 2 years old. My wife was perfectly fine. We went through two COVID attacks with her in the belly. My wife gave birth to Salem and then got her fucking thing in the arm immediately after.
The Norplant.
I'm talking about within 6 weeks of having the baby.
Yep.
Because she didn't want to get
pregnant
again because I'm a horny guy. So then she's like, okay.
Balls.
She's like, so she's like, she wanted to be a good wife and serve her husband. All right. Hold the fuck up. As soon as she put that on, by the way, before the baby, we lost a set of twins and we lost another baby. We lost 3 babies in total because she had a cyst in one of her ovaries. And she had to get it cut out, and it was huge. And then the other little one that they might as well took the other one out too. We had to wait until she could, have relationship, intimacy, etc., etc., etc. Then Salem she's the rainbow baby. She, no pun intended to gay people or nothing. This is not about you guys. This is about, that's what they call them, rainbow babies, the babies that, after you had so many babies dead. And she survived. So I was like, okay, well then 3 months passed. Okay. Oh, she's still here. All right. Let's keep it going. The baby was born. Now the cysts are growing again. So they gave her specific steroids for that. Right. To make sure that she can combat it. And then she got the bacteria in her stomach that could be cancerous if she doesn't treat it. But she's also allergic to the antibiotics. So they had to give her a different type of antibiotics because she was choking up on the one that they gave her, the first one they gave her.
Because check antibiotics are another thing that are on the list, which I'll go over with you in a minute.
Oh, fuck. Okay. And then then her skin starts acting up. Her heart has having a sped up palpitations because the lupus is attacking her organs now. There's a different type of lupus from the first wave of lupus that we survived 2017. So it's 2020 now, 2021, and now she's drinking 8 different pills to combat not only the cyst, but to combat the stomach and to combat the situation with her skin, and also hydroxychloroquine, I think I'm pronouncing it right, to combat lupus. And her mood is she's constantly in pain. She's always on painkillers, and she's on all the 3 different types of medication that she shouldn't be putting in her body all at the same time. She has 3 specialists that she sees in 1 week. And I'm not exaggerating. This is what my life has been for the past 2 years since my baby was born. And now it all comes to, if she takes that shit out of her arm, it would start regulating her hormones.
It will take a while, but I will tell you also, for the cyst formation, a lot of times what they do is give you metformin. Metformin is a drug that you take for diabetes. When you have a issue with your liver, it is what they give you to help process sugar. But it's also been found to be very effective at treating cysts. Oh, that was beautiful.
That was gorgeous. That was perfect timing. That's going to be the trailer.
I don't even know how that happened, but whatever.
It happens when you go like this, I guess. Freaking Zoom throws some stupid shit on. It's kind of like the iPhone.
Oh,
it's fucking.
Now it's glitter. That's awesome. So
now you know what to do.
So because they give you a medication that is, to treat the cyst, and that damages your liver, which, like I said, your liver is the main processor of vitamin D that shoots it out to your kidneys and the rest of your body. Yeah. So she's on a combination of things that are actually exacerbating her symptoms and making them so much worse. So listen to this. Okay. So for people who don't know, right, lupus, like he said, chronic pain. So it's always in your joints, your skin. You can get rashes, lesions, all kinds of lovely stuff. Your kidneys, your blood cells, your heart, your lungs.
Yeah.
Triggers for it, things that cause it. Of course, low vitamin D, birth control, medications. So heart medication, blood pressure medication, thyroid medication, any kind of psych meds. So neuropsychotic stuff, all the psych meds are in there. Anti-inflammatory medications. Hello, things that they give you for the cyst. Antibiotics. Hello, again. Biological medications, seizure meds, any kind of gene therapies. So the new vaccination, right? Because that's a gene therapy, or any kind of immunomodulator, like we talked about before, is also a gene therapy.
Yeah.
Fertility drugs, stress, trauma, toxins, heavy metals, gut-brain biome imbalance, allergy medications, HIV medications, any infections, and UV light.
But sunlight has UV light, so she would have to take, for example, speaking for my wife here, vitamin D in pill form.
Well, no, UV light, meaning UV light radiation. So people who do tanning beds all the time.
She does nails. With the
Yes.
little freaking
With
lights.
the UV lights. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Everything. She's doing everything wrong, bro.
Mm-hmm. But
I can't wait to outside install it.
these are things that a normal rheumatologist, which is who she sees as a specialist, will not tell you, because it is not beneficial for them to have her walk out of there and not walk back in as a patient.
Oh yeah.
Right? They have to keep her in the system. The biological medications that they put patients on
Word.
for lupus or other conditions are
Yeah.
expensive as shit.
Yeah.
You have to fight with the insurance companies to get the insurance companies to pay for a lot of these medications because they carry such a high price tag. The only one that she's taking that is cheap is hydroxychloroquine. That's it.
What?
That's the cheapest medication.
This is why they make you wait for for an authorization. They sent out the author first, and then the specialist needs to give you an appointment, and that could take up to 6 months.
Correct.
Like for her to get the surgery,
because they're a specialist. Yeah.
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 Wow, this is huge.
Yeah.
Do you speak Spanish? Can you do this in Spanish?
I speak very little Spanish, just poquito.
Okay, only poquito.
Yes.
Oh crap! That is, you know who has surprisingly speaks very well Spanish? Heidi from the Unfiltered Bias podcast, our sister. She speaks very fluent Spanish.
Well, I should have her translate all of this in her spare time, of which she has like none. Yeah. But I thought this would be important to bring to you, being that your wife has lupus. And I know the struggles, because they not only sent her to a rheumatologist, but I'm sure she's also seen a hematologist because of her blood work and whatever. And depending on if there's skin issues, then they send you to a dermatologist. And all these people are specialists, and so it's hard to get into them. And so,
and they cross. Sometimes they cross because she would need a treatment, but then, oh, you need to see the other specialist in 6 months from now. Like, what the fuck, sauce, dude? Like, you can't do this no more, bro. And then in the meantime, like I was telling you in that episode on your show, it also affects me in very negative ways, because I feel like I'm the punching bag. I'm walking on eggshells, which then it leads me to say I need to get away from her for a bit. I'm gonna go drink some vodka, or put a bag of Coke through my nose, and then come back. And then now we have a bigger issue now, because now she knows that I'm fucking high and drunk. I'm not there for her. She's not there for me. And now our daughters are gonna suffer the worst.
Right.
So it's a chain reaction, bro. And then I honestly think this is also a very strategic way to break the nuclear family apart, no matter how much love you have for this person.
100%. Because being a caregiver or a partner to somebody that has health issues, right, that just escalate, and the reason why they escalate is because of the treatments that they give them. That is what exacerbates the symptoms. That is what causes continual flare-ups, and things of that nature. But it does, like I said, vitamin D is necessary to protect your brain and prevent problems from your central nervous system, and prevent, changes in personality, changes in behavior, confusion, agitation, dementia, Alzheimer's, all of that stuff.
Anxiety,
all of these things are actually happening because these medications are keeping her immune system in that continual need to attack the body. Whereas if you just resort to the vitamin D and the K2 and the omega-3 and do periods of fasting, that resets your system. That allows you to process your vitamin D. It gives your organs a rest. and it reverses that storm of the 5 that come in to wreak havoc on your body, because each one of those 5 things that are in the perfect storm, one of them acts on the bones, one of them acts on the joints, one of them acts on the skin, one of them acts on the blood cells. They each do something different. And so it's
Word.
like, you ever seen the claws to like shred meat with?
Yeah.
That's what these 5 things do to your body. It's like ripping and tearing at your body. It's like tearing it into little shreds, because all it's doing is causing massive irritation, like all over your whole entire body. And your body is literally doing what it's supposed to do via your symptoms that you're having to try to get rid of the toxins that you have in your system, that overgrowth of bacteria. So your body is actually spiking a fever because your body's trying to get rid of things that are in your system that shouldn't be there.
When I was consuming coke and meth just recently, I was growing patches in my face,
Mm-hmm.
on my fingers, on my
Mhm.
knuckles, all over my palm, my hand. I was growing like weird little bumps, like, and then like patches of dry skin. And no matter how much lotion I would use,
Mm-hmm.
I would get hit with the next day I would have it even worse. Like it didn't matter. It wouldn't work. And I was like, fuck. But it's because of the drugs. So I was putting in drugs in my body faster than my body was able to excel them,
Mm-hmm.
push them out.
Well, and your body, your skin is the largest organ of your body anyway.
Yeah.
And so your skin was literally trying to push out the toxins, especially from meth, because that's got a whole host of some shit in it. I can say that because my ex-husband was meth addict, and he made meth and sold meth and
Oh
did
my
meth,
God.
and yeah.
Dude, we're gonna do an episode. I think I have an idea.
Oh,
We're
I
gonna
have
do a
so many.
documentary.
I have People told me that I should like write a book because I have had some stuff.
Let me ask you something, Janet. Would you? This is your official invitation before we close this amazing podcast episode on immune. I want to call it immune system. Probably just call it immune. I like it. I like the name. Check this out. Would you honor me with a documentary of your life? Maybe two-parter. Never know.
Of course.
I like
I
that.
don't I don't have any secrets, and I've told people on my show literally all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Thank you.
Because you
We'll
you
set up a
can't
date.
you can't be like your true authentic self if you're willing to hide parts of yourself.
Word. That is fact.
So, yeah.
Yep. I,
You
I
can't
I
you
have to be
can't
honest with it.
you can't grow in faith or spirit if you don't give your testimony. So, I have not a problem doing that.
I would be completely humbled if you actually came back on the show, and I'm sure that people want to know what your background is like, and because it resonates with people. I just did the whole documentary with JB. JB for me was just a crazy conspiracy head, political guided person. It turns out that he was a full on freaking gambling criminal that took.
I've been listening to those, and I'm like, man, this dude has some stories.
I was like, you could make that into a Netflix series and people will watch. Women will watch. That's a true
Mhm.
crime, bro. Like, I was waiting for you to tell me when you stabbed somebody, and I had to take that out of the show because I don't want him to feel that way, or the public to think that I'm actually trying to make that happen. But yeah, like, I mean, dog, it's a hell of a story. So, okay,
Mhm.
Janet, I want to thank you again for being here today, and I want to give you the opportunity to please plug in your show, let people know where they can find you. As you know, people are actually engaging. They're seeing the trailers, they're commenting, they're asking a question here. One person leads to 10 people because whatever
Mhm.
information you put out, they're gonna tune into the show, they're gonna go and ask you the question, and then not only gonna talk about our show, but most importantly, they're gonna take that piece of information you gave them and share it with their mom, share it with their
Right.
sister or the people at church. And one becomes 10, 10 become 20, 20 become 200. And by the end, you know it. But by the end of the time, a blink of an eye, people are actually healthier, looking for God, eating better,
Yes.
you know? And that's the most important part here. And then tuning in to Paranoid Radio Podcast and the Deplorable Nation Podcast. Let them know where they can find you. Janet, one more time.
Okay, go to Deplorable Nation. Find that on any podcast platform or on Rumble. Or you can find Deplorable Janet on Instagram or No Janet, KNOW, on Twitter.
That is right.
Or you can
also
come to
find
my
her.
house. Knock on the door, wave while you're going by, say hi. That's fine too.
Make sure you check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Deplorable Nation Podcast at Janet Deplorable on Instagram. You can't find her for any reason. You can also find her on paranoidradio.com and a drop down menu of special guests and links. Guys, she's been here. She's blowing it up. She has completely taken over the show. Now, Janet, this episode is going to take a while to come out because I'm trying to prolong the episodes with you. Plus, I have a production board at least 3 weeks in advance. So within 2 to 3 weeks, I'll be able to drop this episode. So everybody's going to be able to tune into you, you know. But I'm sending this file to you right now, and you'll be able to drop it whenever you feel like it. Obviously, mad love and respect to everything that you do. I cannot wait for you to come back. I pray that your family always stays healthy, always stays wealthy, and you guys always engage with the right people, that nobody crosses your path to just give you evil thoughts or evil vibes. Love you. Take care. Thank you so much for all you do. My family, my wife, thank you for what you're doing. My wife is extremely happy and thankful. Not a lot of people gift us stuff. And when they do, I give them my heart because it means the world to me, specifically in the platform that we met and what we shared together. It's unique and it's beautiful. And I need you to be close to us for a longer time period, if God allows it to be. And we have a care package getting cooked up by the end of the month also. So hopefully by the first 2 weeks of August, they get shipped out. And you'll be one of the first people to get that package. Thank you again, Janet from the Deplorable Nation Podcast. Make sure you check us out at paranoidradio.com. Ladies and gentlemen, drop a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. That allows other people to enjoy the show as much as we enjoy making it. Peace out. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Paranoid Radio.